All right, let's get this party started. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the podcast challenge, the 5 day challenge that helps you to create a framework to launch your podcast in 5 days. My name is Aldrima Harper. I'm a business and podcast launch strategist, organizing consultant, and host of the Organizedpreneur podcast. Welcome to the 5 day challenge. This is day 4. Yes. Day 4. So this is where I help female entrepreneurs like coaches, consultants, and service-based professionals to turn if you're listening, I'm talking to you, to turn your new or existing business into a thriving, sustainable dream business, a business that creates more time, more freedom, and a business that you will love, right? Because you have more time and more freedom. All right, so let's get this party started. Make sure that you subscribe to the Organizedpreneur podcast by going to organizedpreneurpodcast.com. Also, make sure that you go to the community on Facebook. The free community is business and podcasting community. And don't forget, because sometimes I do forget, but if you want to take a deeper dive into launching your podcast, join me for the Podcast Launch Accelerator. The VIP 1-day accelerator will help you to get your podcast launched that day, right? And it's a $300 savings, and you can grab that for $147. And what you get the challenge replays, you get an online course, a bonus online course, you get a 1-day VIP implementation session. We spend the whole day until you get it done. And you get to be a guest on my podcast talking about your podcast and what you do. So those are the awesome bonuses that I've thrown in. I think that is a super deal. Great deal. All right. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started with the content, right? So what is this challenge all about? This challenge is geared toward you who want to those of you who want to kickstart your podcasting journey, get your message to the masses, get your message to the marketplace, right? And you will get, as being a part of this challenge, you will get fresh insights, actionable strategies, guidance, and all tailored to your specific goals and your interests. You'll also be able to foster connections with like-minded individuals from around the globe, enabling you to expand your network and share your experiences and collaborate on new ideas when you join the community. You'll also leave feeling inspired, empowered, and equipped with the knowledge and tools to propel you in your personal and professional goals. Now, in this challenge, you will learn skills that are applicable to your business. These are the skills that you will acquire during this challenge are transferable to various aspects of your business and podcasting. For example, you're learning, if you have already gone through the first 3 days, you're learning all about content creation, branding, promotion, audience engagement. And these are all fundamental pillars of marketing and business development in any industry. So overall, in the 5-day challenge, this is an excellent, and I do say excellent, I put emphasis on excellent. This 5-day challenge provides an excellent starting point for those of you who are either you're just beginning your podcast journey or you're just beginning your business journey. Because of the skills that's acquired, you will get practical skills, community support, and a roadmap for success. Now, I mentioned this already. I'm going to say it again. Beyond the 5-day challenge is an opportunity for continuous learning and support beyond the 5-day challenge, where you can get additional assistance, hands-on kind of assistance in the VIP challenge. Okay, so now, if that's all right with you, let's go ahead and get started. So why podcasting, right? Why podcasting? Well, it increases your visibility and authority, right? It allows you to reach a wider audience and establish yourselves as experts and thought leaders in your industry, right? Because by sharing consistent, valuable content, you can attract new clients. You can attract potential leads and strengthen your brand. Not only that, podcasting is an excellent way, when done right. Podcasting will serve as a powerful content. I can't talk. Powerful content marketing tool, enabling you to repurpose your episodes into blog posts, social media snippets, email newsletters, so many other things where you can start with creating your content once and repurpose the rest, right? And so it's also, again, networking opportunities. Join the community, get into some networking and collaborating opportunities. But overall, through guest appearances in podcasting, you'll have opportunities to invite guests or be a guest on other people's show. This in turn helps you to expand your network and build relationships. This opens up a whole lot of other opportunities for collaborations, partnerships, cross promotion, which allows you to grow your business and your podcast, right? And lastly, why podcasting? Why podcasting? Right? Because it allows your audience to grow. When you do it right, your audience will grow, right? And you can explore other monetization opportunities, affiliate marketing, premium content offering, right? Selling your own products or merchandise, right? I always point to my hat because this is merch. I'm not selling this, but I might at some point. And so it will create a diversification of revenue streams, because overall, podcasting is a way to get your message to the masses. And here's the thing, podcasting has experienced an unprecedented surge in popularity over the past decade, right? Uh, because it's actually transforming the landscape, right? The modern media consumption landscape. Okay. And so that's why so many people are getting into podcasting, because of its explosive growth. Since the early 2000s, podcasting has exploded. There are over 2 million podcasts and more than 48 million episodes available worldwide. This is what I have found, during my research. And so this expansion, this shows that there is an increased demand for on-demand content, whether it's video or audio. My preference is audio because I feel like when I get behind the mic, oh, it's on. It's on. So you might as well get ready, right? But it's revolutionized the modern media consumption and offers amazing opportunities. That's why podcasting is so important. So we've covered thus far, we've covered clarifying your podcast niche, which was day 1. Day 2 was about crafting compelling content. Day 3 was about cultivating a loyal audience. And day 4, which is today, is about creating your recording studio, which is your podcast haven, right? This is your podcast haven. Okay. And so this is important because you want professional quality a professional quality recording setup, because this ensures clear, crisp audio enhancing, right? I leaned into the microphone, and so now you can hear me very, very clearly when I'm not talking at the top of my voice decibel range, right? But having a professional podcast haven is definitely essential. Okay. And it demonstrates that you have a commitment to the quality of your podcast. And so this helps to build trust and credibility with your listeners because they enjoy listening to your podcast, right? So what are some other things that were some other reasons rather why having a dedicated space, because that's what we'll be talking about, having a dedicated space, a podcast haven for your podcast, for recording your podcast, a studio. Now, I'm going to give you, some tips and, a few strategies and some things that I've used in the past, because you don't have to invest right now into, really expensive equipment. But at some point, you do want to do a little bit of that, right? Creating your dedicated space for podcasts it is crucial though, but you don't have to spend a lot of money. Okay. Um, but here are a couple of reasons why you do want to eventually spend some money, like on a mic and all that kind of stuff. And I'll talk about mine, but noise reduction, right? External noise can significantly impact the quality of your recordings. This can lead, and this can cause people to be distracted and people thinking, oh my gosh, okay, I'm hearing all this noise in the background, right? And they're focused on that rather than your content and what you're saying. So by having a dedicated space, you can minimize the external disturbances and create a quiet podcast haven that's controlled by your environment, and it is conducive to a high quality audio production studio. Right now, there's software, there's ways you can do this, as far as acoustic treatment, and I'll talk about my space here in just a minute. Right now, if you're looking at the video, this is actually a screen, not a screen, but I can't think of the word right now. This is an image behind me. You know what I'm talking about, a virtual image behind me. But that where you can see, if you're looking at this video, ways that you can actually create a podcast studio. Now, I don't have the luxury right now of creating this studio, but this is kind of like my dream studio, right? But I'm sharing that to say that you don't have to spend a lot of money and you can start what you have, right? And so, but there are some acoustic treatments that you can see in this image behind. There are panels and things like that, that helps to create the acoustic treatment so that it makes it more conducive for being able to create, your haven, right? And so proper acoustic treatment plays a vital role in improving the sound quality, reducing reverberation and echoes and all that kind of stuff. Like you can use a rug on the floor. That helps to reduce all of the echoes if you have a rug on the floor, if you have sound panels, things like that. But there's also things you can do in the editing process. Now, we're not going to go through that right now. That's something, if you want a deeper dive, then you can definitely join me on the VIP day where we will talk a little bit more about, about the specifics in terms of the software that you can actually use to help you create better sound. Okay. So, but it is important that you do the very best that you can to create a space where there is, it's acoustically pleasing to your listeners and yourself, and the quality of the audio and the video is enhanced. There's there's better clarity, right, and fidelity of your recordings. So there are some, as I mentioned, a couple of things that you can do right now to create that acoustically pleasing environment. I remember in the last 5-day challenge, there was someone that asked me, well, can I use my office. You absolutely can. I use my office, right? And so, but there, in addition to, having a dedicated space, which is my office right now, you can do those things like add a rug. Also, you can, do have sound panels. We have sound panels here. But there are a lot of ways that you can do just a few things that you can do to start out with, right? But one of the things that you will have to do is get a pretty decent microphone, right? And so, but you don't have to spend a lot of money. So I'll get to that shortly, right? So, but a dedicated space really conveys professionalism and commitment to quality, uh, um, um, quality, um, listening, quality, professionalism, a quality recording. You're committed to quality. And that is what people will really see if you're doing, video, and you will feel it when you step into your recording haven, your podcast haven, right? So, um, creative focus is another thing, is another way that, you know, that helps you in terms of having a dedicated space for recording high quality content, right? It allows for creative focus. Having a dedicated space free from a lot of distractions, right, allows you to focus on your content creation process. And this is what fosters creativity, because you're sitting there, you're in your space, right? You're creating content, you're immersing yourself into your podcasting environment. That was the word that I was trying to think of a few minutes ago. But there you have it now. So, but this will help you to really unleash your creativity and deliver compelling, high quality content for your audience. And that's what you want. And that's what's going to, help people to lean in, right? And so, but there are a lot of, questions that people may have, like, they're concerned about the financial investment, right? It doesn't cost a lot of money, right? They're concerned about the space, which I was just talking about. And so, I've mentioned this throughout the past, every time I talk about podcasting, I've launched 3 podcasts. The first one, I didn't know what I was doing, but I was using a really good software that helped me to get used to playing with all the tools and bells and whistles. I was using Spreaker at the time. And so I still love that platform, and I still have some episodes out there. But, I was using the free version of it. Right. I don't know what it costs now, but, check it out and see if that's something that's for you. But there's so much since I started my first podcast, which was back in, I think it was like 2013, 2012 or something like that. When I first started my podcast, I was having fun. Right. I didn't know a lot of what I was doing, but I was really having fun. That is very, very important. But it didn't. My point is, there wasn't a huge investment. I mean, I didn't even have the mic that I have now, right? I had the little earbuds that I was, plugging into my computer. So I had a laptop and my earbuds. So you can do that and start your podcast and sound great, right? So there's a lot of platforms out there that will help you to create the type of podcast haven environment, right? So that you can really explode in your creative space. There's another thing I've shared. I think I shared this in another, it might have been like the last 5-day challenge, but my husband actually wrote a book, right? And when he wrote his book, when he wrote his book, he wanted to also create an audio, which is, I mean, you really should have an audio. If you have a book, you really should supplement it with, audio um, as well. But I digress. So I said to him, I said, hey, go into the closet, right? Your closet is one of the best ways. If you don't have, money to spend on all the external acoustics, go into your closet, plug up your microphone into your phone, and start recording. So when he created his audio book, we did do some editing on it to create like the different chapters of the book, but it was so crisp and the quality was so good. We didn't have to do a whole lot of other things in order to make it superb. I mean, it was just excellent. I was listening to it and I was like, wait a minute, I have a microphone, and you know, you went into the closet, closed the door, recorded his book, and it was excellent. Now, my first studio, when I had when I did my first podcast, that's what I did. I don't have pictures right now, but it was my closet. And so my point is, if you don't have the money to spend on a lot of equipment and soundproof, you know, do daddles, then just start in the closet. Because the most important thing is that you start somewhere. So you start with what you have, right? So that is, one of the things that I really wanted to share, about some of the objections that some people have, right? Like, what's the financial investment? It's zero. If you have a computer, a phone, and a microphone, and you can get started with a free platform. The free platform that I always tell people about is Anchor, which is now owned by Spotify. So it's Spotify for podcasters. It is absolutely free, free, to get started, right? So, and here's the thing: a lot of things that you don't do that you are not able to do on the front end can be corrected in the editing process, right? Well, they also have when you go and create your account on Spotify for podcasters, you get. Boy, I can't talk today. I'm so excited. It's like what it is? It's kind of like my thoughts are moving faster than my mouth can handle. So just stick with me, okay? So when you create your account on Spotify for podcasters, you get Riverside, which is an excellent platform for editing if you want to edit it yourself, right? And so you get like a couple of hours, free every month or something like that. I can't remember, what it is. Now, I edit my own audios because I love editing. Okay. And I also edit, for my clients as well. So, but anyway, here's my point. Let me just land the plane on that. You can get started for free. So stop the madness. Okay. Stop thinking about, how much it's going to cost. It doesn't have to cost you anything but a little bit of your time, and you can have a really good time in the process. So, and so let's see. So where was I? Okay. So that's, equipment, all that kind of stuff, platforms. There's a plethora of things out there, which you can learn more about in the VIP session where we take a deeper dive in that. So, but here's the thing, a few things before we are off here. So prioritize the right space that's suited for, or that you can insulate yourself so that you can minimize the external noise. Okay. The space is important. So if you have an office, if you have a corner, if you have a closet, do that. right? Um, the basement. Some of you listening may have basements, right? So that's important. That is the plane that I wanted to land. So, but if you got the money, you can invest in a good microphone. So my microphone is that I use, and I've had this microphone for a few years. Let me see if you can actually see this because I am using a virtual background. You can, but you can see my mic here. But the mic is here. Let's see. Oh, this looks really weird, doesn't it? Sorry about that. Anyway, it's the Yeti Nano, Blue Yeti Nano mic. I think it cost me about 50, it was under $60 3 years ago. So I'm not sure what it is now, but when you get the replay, there will be links where you can see all the equipment that I use currently, because I did upgrade, a few things. You might want to use a little mic, like a stand. All of those, all the links will be in the replay so that you can see what, some of the equipment, the software, all of that I currently use in my podcast haven. Okay. The software, let's talk about a little bit about the software. Um, there's Audacity, which is what I use for editing my audios. Adobe Audition, GarageBand, if you have a Mac. And so there's a plethora of platforms that can help you in your editing process. You want to familiarize yourself with the features and the functionalities of whatever software you do decide to use. Okay. So here's the thing. Prioritize the right space, determine what equipment you're going to use. You can start for free. Figure out the software that you want to use. I've already given you that, right? Make sure your environment is conducive for your creativity. That's in business and in podcasting, right? Make sure your furniture is ergonomically correct, right? Your lighting, all of those things are going to really be, is really going to help you to get more comfortable, and really help you in your creative process and your production processes, right? So your audio and your video is going to come out much, much better, a better quality. If you're doing video, you do want to make sure that, you have, you know, you don't have a bunch of junk in the background. Now, the reason that I use this virtual background right now is because I like it. It's not because I have junk in the background, because I'm definitely a very organized person. So, but I just kind of like that. It just kind of gave me the feeling that I want. Okay. So, but then what you want to do is you want to test, and you want to test it, make sure that your audio settings are fine tuned. But the biggest thing, even in all of that, is to be consistent. Be consistent in your endeavors. If you're going to have weekly episodes on a certain day, then do that. Be consistent. My episodes come out every Tuesday morning at 7 a.m. period. And so this is a part of your assignment. So here's your assignment. Make sure you choose a quiet and acoustically treated space, whether it's a closet or whatever, right? So that you can minimize the background noise and echoes and all that. Get a rug, right? Get in the closet, right? Here's another tip I learned many years ago from one of my coaches. And he said that when you use your phone, most of us have phones, put your phone on a soft cloth, lay it down, and start recording. And that's going to help you produce a better quality audio with your your earbuds. Plug your phone up, plug into your phone, put your phone on a soft cloth, and that helps with the echo and reverbs and all that kind of stuff. So try that. I did, and it really worked, right? So I would definitely suggest that. All right, so here's your assignment, and we're going to jump off. Choose a quiet and acoustically treated space for recording to minimize background and echo noise. Invest in essential recording equipment, essential, right, for starting out, including the microphone, headphones. I prefer the earbuds. I don't really like headphones sticking out on the side of my head. Looks cool on other people, doesn't feel cool for me. Okay. An audio interface, a pop filter. I use this little thing here that goes over my microphone. Some people use a pop filter. This is my preference. You can find those on Amazon. You'll see the links when you get the replay. So there'll be links in there where you can find all that stuff, right? Test your recording setup, right? Do short segments. Do your trailer, right? And so that's going to help you to start feeling good about your recordings. One of my clients is, she did her trailer. She actually did go and purchase the same microphone that I have. She did her trailer, and she had never done podcasting before. And so she was very, very happy. And she's in the process of completing her episodes right now, and then we'll be doing an announcement for her. She'll be doing a guest interview with me as well. So I have you definitely want to look out for that, because that's coming soon. They're already scheduled. But those are the things that I want you to do. Test your setup. Make sure that you feel comfortable in your podcast haven and environment, right? Make sure that everything is working properly, but don't overthink it. Get it done, right? So get your recording equipment, create your podcasting environment, learn about the essential recording equipment, such as the microphones and audio interfaces and all that stuff that I just said. And hey, you're going to be off to the races, right? Don't forget, and that's really all that I have. This was not designed to be a long episode or a long recording. I just wanted to help you create the type of environment that's going to be conducive for you producing your podcast. Okay. Now, if you have questions about what has been shared, then make sure that you email me or respond to the email when you get the replay. If you want to get on my calendar, you go to chatwithdream.com to get on my calendar. Also, don't forget about the VIP at a highly discounted rate. That's less than 50%. It's at $147. It's a 1-day get it done implementation kind of session. All right. So that is all we have for today. And I look forward to hearing from you when you launch your podcast. All right. So tomorrow, what we're going to be talking about, commencing with your podcast. Have a great day. See you soon. Bye-bye.